2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Just doing my thing.
The Voice of C38 crew is happy to be doing their thing. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. I am Brendan Wyatt. I've got my whole crew with me. Minus Tammy, I guess.
Don't tell the missus.
Yeah. The boys are here, so say hi, guys.
The important ones. Hello. Brian's muted. He can't come out and play yet.
He cannot. I like that.
He cannot. Brian is in timeout. He's had some very naughty pre-show thoughts about
getting
John
it out of the
Boraz,
way,
and
yeah.
he needs to cleanse his mind with soap.
And pixelated porn.
Something about, yeah. It's as if it was
If you
accidentally
could hear the things
blurred.
he's saying over there, listeners, I just
This is what happens when the mood is lifted.
saving you from the dirtiest of us.
Right.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's a pretty good stretch right there.
See? All about the penises.
Yeah, and I don't think you would have this kind of opening if the team wasn't be doing. Well, maybe you would. You know, it might be even less of one. You know, that was a penis thumping down on
That's
the desk. Just
yeah.
boom.
That's Austin under his desk.
You know,
There's nothing I can do about that. He's in Centennial.
Notice how the wife is not coughing
It's
this time.
Brian's sexy legs.
So, yeah, there was a whole lot of soccer that's happened in the last 10 days or so. A lot of Open Cup stuff.
We won. That's enough for about the Open Cup. We can get into that in the round of 59. What the hell? How fucking 16 more,
Oh, can I just make a quick announcement?
I suppose.
I just want to say my starting 11 is dedicated to our new adopted superfan family, Mike and Susan.
Yeah.
They're like the mom and dad of the Rapids.
They are. They're like this Voice of C38 house parents.
Team mom. Yeah.
Team parents, otherwise known as the Millers.
Mom did a hell of a shot. I was just going to point that out.
Yeah, you may know their son. He's kind of a budding entrepreneur. He's in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
He's got a
He's a busboy
food
now.
truck pizza
Busboy.
business.
No, he's a busboy now, but he's on the rise.
yeah.
He also happens to play soccer.
Oh, huh?
He dabbles.
Just a little bit.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good hobby for him.
Yeah.
So,
Seriously though, thank you to them so much for showing up for our tailgate. That was awesome.
yeah, it was. It made it fun again. It was it was a lull without
You're right.
having a guest of some kind. It didn't really. The importance matters, yes. It's great if you can have a player, and I understand why we may not get another front office official.
I don't
But
understand,
I do. But
We may not get anything for a
yeah,
while.
well, we were.
It's a bit icy
What it is.
I was told
at
that
the moment.
it's not gone away forever.
It's just icy.
It's just
icy.
but we've been nothing but positive, and
she's
that's what
gone.
stinks.
right. And we also have to remember
Something
that
to lie.
each appearance has costed. You know, they pay the players for coming out.
Hundreds, yeah, like $500.
Oh, all right, all right.
So it's also kind of a financial thing at this point too.
I hear you.
So it's not all on that whole letter and all some of the stuff back then, but it was great to have some interaction out at the tailgate, a little bit of interview.
Hey, she was a great interview.
Yeah.
Susan was
Let's see if we can get Eric to do the robot.
Yeah, and if you missed it, our Facebook page has the video
Oh,
of
fantastic!
the entire
Yeah,
event.
I urge
Exclusive.
everybody to go watch. It was classic. It was good.
Yeah.
Spent some good time.
The dad told me afterwards that he was trying to wrestle the mic away from mom.
Yeah.
He didn't get as much say as he
Yeah,
wanted.
there was a
In
couple
her
times
honor,
where he
I'm
grabbed it
making
and leaned
old-fashioned,
in.
right?
Susan listens. Why are you throwing him under the bus?
Well, she has a good sense of humor, I'm sure. She's like, hey, I spent 40 years whipping that guy down to where he won't just take it from me. Just tell you about it afterwards.
You could tell she has no problem being around a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, that was right on to that. I mean, it was a great weekend and great week of soccer for Rapids fans all around. So yes, there was that win against OKC, come back from behind because that was kind of scary.
Was that number 2?
That was
Come back from behind
that-
in
well,
a row?
That was number 2, and
Was it 2
from
or 3?
it
That
was
was 2.
2.
Portland
Portland
was
would be
3.
3. But the difference this time with OKC is that was a 2-goal deficit versus the 1-goal deficit that the A squad had against Columbus and Portland. So for the B squad to come back from 2 goals down
just keep
and
mesmerized. by
yeah,
it.
the FIFA pause screen. So I think that it's this team is right in the middle of chemistry building, and it can only hopefully get better as we look for 2 more games.
I see him about
to happen.
here.
This is not the starting 11 that
They're
I have
halfway up
drafted.
the mountain.
Yeah, no, we can continue on the starting 11. The only other 2 Open Cup matches that I feel like were worth mentioning were the 2 losses for MLS teams. Orlando got shattered by Miami FC. I joke about DC and the fact that I don't even know they're a team half the time, but I seriously did not know Miami even had one. So
Really?
yeah,
They're actually pretty good in that division.
apparently.
I think they're leading that.
And then Sacramento, we know that they're no joke, and they can be kind of a thorn in the side, and they embarrassed Salt Lake a bit. So that was kind of nice to see. So
There's another
anyway, what, Open Cup wise? Yeah.
FC Cincinnati beat Columbus
Oh yeah, that was 1-0.
in front of 30,000 people.
Right, and
right.
we talked about how
Crazy.
Open Cup doesn't matter, and how people don't think Open Cup matters, and that's why ticket sales are blah blah blah. And I personally feel like if you're a season ticket holder, you should at least have the first Open Cup match as a part of your package, and that's going to fill the stadium. And
Because you know we're going to get one.
whether make that game, so if you can't make it because it's going to be a midweek game, then don't make it where you can trade those tickets away for a regular game. It's an Open Cup match. Use it for that. I have.
Yeah. Use it or lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bonus.
Show up or don't. But
It's difficult for the midweek game is what really kills me usually. I'll make a regular season midweek game, but it costs
tell
me
that to
sleep.
Cincinnati, man. 30,000 people showed up on a Wednesday night.
Well, they're
Yeah,
they're an
but
odd.
do they have an MLS season? They don't, do they?
They have
Yeah.
Omar Cummings.
We have 8 games in 3 days the following week, or 3 games in 8 days. I mean,
That sounds more
that's
right.
Sounds about right.
It's like the eyebrow was going, but I didn't
Yeah,
have time
but
to react.
We got 8. We were playing double headers.
If we had 30,000 people who would show up to a game once a week,
No doubt.
we would have 10,000 people show up to 3 games a week. I mean, it's just, it's a numbers game when it comes to certain markets and certain places. And I think that if you're Dan Garber and you see this kind of shit, you really have to kind of,
Whatever.
Don, I did it on purpose.
Dingle.
There's nothing like a
Jacob
little bit of a
Schmidt.
subtle insult to get a guy's name wrong. But
To
yeah,
do that to your
Are we all
daughter's
going to be there
boyfriend.
this Wednesday, everybody?
I plan on being there this Wednesday.
I'll be there. The midweek games really do hurt me more than most.
Yeah,
but
for
I'll still be
Mr.
there.
Up at 4 in the morning.
I'm up at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's right. At work at 4 in the morning.
I'm at work at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay.
For you.
Dang, dude.
God damn it. You don't even watch.
Not a 3:30
I'll
in
be
the morning.
there. I just might not be at the tailgate as early as I'd like.
Is there a tailgate on a Wednesday
There's a
night?
tailgate.
Yeah, there's a
There's always a
tailgate.
tailgate.
Yep, yep.
Nothing fancy though, just dogs and pizza.
And I'm gonna get there as early as I can for the tunes.
Stop yelling at me.
Boraz's favorite sausage.
Oh, snap.
I think you can razz on him even more now that he's done left due to pixelated porn.
What were you saying about Pride Week again?
Yeah, Pride Week. All right. Anyway, MLS action.
That's later my tribute to Pride Week.
New York 2, Seattle 1.
Meh. Typical
New
Seattle.
York FC?
Yep.
NYCFC?
NYCFC. David Villa got a brace.
Yeah.
One was off a PK that controversial.
Figures. Was he like the second highest goal scorer now? So
15 goals, 12 PKs.
Something like that.
okay.
Columbus had a rough week. Atlanta 3, Columbus 1.
Yeah, they've gotten they got smoked by us, smoked by Atlanta, smoked by
Typically, when a team faces us, we end up like being the beginning of their winning streak or something like that. But I have no problem when we're the beginning of a team's losing streak.
Yeah. That'd be nice if we were beginning of Atlanta's losing streak.
Well, we'll see on Saturday. We'll get more on that in a few.
Okay. More to follow.
Orlando 3, Montreal 3. That was a long day for the referees.
And they had to score, I think, if not mistaken, in stoppage time just to salvage that.
Yep.
Yeah, did that?
At home.
Was that the one? No, that wasn't.
What?
There was something, I think it was a different league, where VAR actually overturned a call, an offside call.
Yeah, where was that? Was that Confed Cup?
I can't remember.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. I guess.
Yeah, that was not. Because I know I watched a lot of videos, a lot of game tape on that Orlando.
New England 1, Chicago 2.
Good Chicago.
Yeah.
They may become my second team. I've never even been there. I'm just so proud of them.
It is kind of, I mean, dang, you know.
Speaking of which, I want to touch on San Diego. Speaking of
Okay.
places.
Yeah, San Diego's
point
got some
today.
issues.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do
Did you
they?
hear all that
Oh,
today?
Yeah.
I haven't heard today.
There's a little bit of a postponement happening.
Anyway,
Did they lose their land? Because there's not much to go around.
I think they're dead in the
I
water.
think they wanted that Qualcomm land.
Yeah, that's what.
Nailed it.
Anyway, we'll get there.
Okay, tell me all about it later.
All right. Toronto 2, DC nothing.
Again, my radar. That game
Is Toronto still top of the table? Let me check.
in the East. I think they are.
I usually look at the Shield. Yeah, they are top of the Shield. They're 32 points.
If you thought that one was,
Chicago's only a point out of the
I
lead.
know, that's what I'm saying. Tell me that
They haven't lost in like 5 or 6.
they have done very well since a recent signing.
Yes, that's one case where it actually worked out.
Dax McCarty. Sorry. Anybody get that?
If you thought the last game was a sleeper, the San Jose SKC Sporting Kansas City game was a 0-0.
Two teams I couldn't care less about.
Yeah, okay, moving on.
that didn't hurt us at least. I mean, that was good. That's
No, but
a decent result for us.
Salt Lake was 1-0 over Minnesota.
Oh, that one got me.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
didn't they win in like the 86th or something?
Yeah,
Yes,
off of another controversial kind of situation where they thought it, handball, that was it. And then, what's his face?
Handball.
Mulholland or whatever just punched it in.
Yeah.
And that put them, we would have been above them in the standings
Yeah, we're still a point behind.
had they drawn.
Shoulda,
We're-
coulda, woulda.
We're a point behind, 17-16.
That's right. Do we have one in hand on them?
We have 3.
On them?
Yeah.
We've played 14, they've played 17.
Yeah.
They're only averaging a point a game.
Yeah.
So we can
No
probably,
worries.
Hey,
you're going to recover.
speaking of that, I think
Better.
I saw Maxwell post that we are on Bodmore line level of play right now. If we continue to play like this, in theory, we would make the playoffs.
On what?
Bodmore?
Oh, the Mark Bodmer line.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pronounced it weird.
that's hard to explain to those who may not necessarily understand the Bodmer line.
I don't pay attention to that guy
But
or listen to him,
basically,
to be
that's
honest.
like you don't want to cross that line. That's the
Is
that's
that the point of no return?
That's pretty
Where
much.
you're mathematically eliminated
That's-
from
No,
playoffs?
that's-
no. The
the shit
Bodmer
line.
line is the line of where you make the playoffs. So it's the average points that it takes to make it into the playoffs. And if you're making enough points, usually based on points per game, you would make the playoffs.
You know,
So
that-
right now we're actually at the line.
Sounds like trigonometry, and I'm not going
Yeah.
to think about that too much.
The way
So
I've
they-
always looked
I'm
at
way
it
too old
is
for
you,
math.
if
Yeah.
you're below the Bodmer line, you ain't making the playoffs, and we suck.
I went to summer school twice.
Bodmer
Both for
line is
math.
you make the playoffs.
Yeah, if you're
I
below
am
it,
artsy, not math.
No, but if you're above it.
I'm creative.
Born to podcast. There's no math involved.
right? Just chat.
Matt's got a face for podcasting.
That's true.
I need a
Especially
t-shirt.
with that
I want a
Very true.
t-shirt with your mug on it that says "Face for Podcast."
I was gonna get him a hat that just says the producer.
Why do you think he's not on the stream?
That's exactly right. I was banned from the camera.
His own personal
There was
band.
that whole
Like that
restraining
wasn't
order.
like no one else did it but him. He banned himself.
We're banning a certain amount of flesh.
Couple more games still, as you clearly can tell. We don't really give a shit. Vancouver won. Dallas won.
Yay, Dallas not winning.
Yeah, yay! A point for Dallas, not 3. LA 2, Houston 2.
Dallas has fallen from grace. Sorry to go back, but they're down to 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8th place.
We've had some head-scratching performances,
That's a young roster.
but look at
Although
1
they
through
are-
8's all within
Oh, yeah, they're all within.
half dozen points.
Let's see, Dallas. Well, technically, Dallas, Portland, Houston all have 24 points. Orlando, 25, and Toronto, 32.
Portland's got
31,
24
27.
points.
Yeah. Yep.
And finally, Philly 0, Red Bulls 2.
Again,
East problems.
Exactly. They don't know we exist. I don't care they exist. Enough said.
That's kind of what I've been saying about DC this entire season.
And
I
I
just decided to pick a team to pick on, and that was DC
That's
is
a
the
good
one
one.
I'm going to pick on this season.
That's a good one.
And
Next
I-
year,
I
it could be
still have
Toronto.
my-
I have no idea.
I still have my irrational hatred of Philadelphia that I've had since the first time they took the pitch.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah? What brought that
Can you
on?
point
I don't
out
know.
that for once,
I don't know.
and it
Just
seems like a
something-
long time,
I was like, oh, cool.
we are not,
Philadelphia's
not only are we in the bottom,
I think Austin's talking
not in the
about it.
bottom of the table, but we're like 3 or 4 spots above the bottom of the
Yep,
table.
we're not last.
We're 4 spots, but we're tied with Philadelphia for 16 points.
If you ain't
But we
first, you're
got
last. But
game-
we're
One game
not.
in hand, yeah. Game in hand. But we're still tied for...
Hey, it's early. And we have a hell of a freaking
Yeah.
road streak coming up. That worries
Yeah, we're almost
me.
we're almost
Thanks
done.
a lot, Mr. Wet Blanket.
We're almost
God.
done with the Colorado portion of
We're
our
all-
of our
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
Brendan, back again.
Hey, no, I'm just saying. I'm
These guys
enjoying
know
the
how to pack
moment.
luggage after June.
But
Kiss their families goodbye because they ain't going to see them very
for,
often.
what?
Yeah, so he was
Yeah,
back.
say goodbye to your seatmates because
Back
you
in
won't
that-
see them much. For the next
Exactly.
9
That's
months
more
or
like,
so.
yeah, your
Yeah.
buddy that sits next to you. We're going to have to
Come to all the tailgates you can because
just start tailgating in the parking lot before the game.
Brian actually showed up to a tailgate for more than 10 minutes. That
It's
was
only because the
cool.
Millers came out.
Yeah, don't get used to that. I felt an obligation.
Still wouldn't drink. Even with Miss Miller, he would not drink.
Nope. Got to work. In fact, I got to work tomorrow, too. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I got to work for the 3-letter.
Oh.
IRS?
yeah, there you go.
For a whole
The IRS
$50?
is counting on you. That's like 6 to the IRS. They need you. They need that bailout
Oh, I just showed my hand. No, it's cash only.
under the table. All right.
So
Dear
sorry, no drinking
IRS.
tomorrow night either. Chomps.
Are we done with the starting 11?
We are done with the starting 11.
All right. On that note.
And in a scant 16 minutes.
Oh, was it?
Though we didn't start till 4 minutes in.
So we're going to talk about the Rapids in Portland right now? Is that what's going
We
on?
can talk
Yes.
about Portland
Yes.
if you'd like.
Your thoughts
It was
then?
a good game. It was a good game. I thought first, like that goal, it was frustrating to watch him just cut over when you know he's going to cut over.
Yeah.
That was like his only move all game was that cut at the 18. And he cut over and like completely for some reason juked everybody.
He did
And
that a
just
couple times.
played a perfect ball. It was that was an insane goal.
It's not often you catch Tim Howard just standing.
Well, I don't know if he could see the ball. If you see that,
That's
angle
what I
where
was
he
thinking.
backed,
No, my theory was he had like 3 guys blocking his view.
like he cut and then shot, and there's Howard just like, oh, the ball's here.
Where'd that come from?
But we saw some very offensive, and we saw Pablo for the first time do coach. Insane.
In that, what? How?
As it is his sub.
How do you mean? I'm just curious.
His substitutes were on point, changed the game, and he obviously outcoached the other guy. Waited to sub until the 75th minute, I think.
Well, I think our first sub was injured.
The other guy.
It's kill Caleb Porter, isn't it?
Yeah.
He still got
Formerly
outcoached
known
by
as Caleb
Pablo.
Porter.
I do have to
Which we don't
say
get to
that
say very often.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't.
happy with that.
There was nothing negative or questionable about the subs or the timing of the subs, which is usually something that I can point out. I'm glad that we're seeing Alan Gordon in the role that we expected him and know that he can
And he's
thrive in.
delivering. He's doing exactly what we had hoped he would do.
Right, that's 2 in a row.
And he, if you read the post comments, he's incredibly complimentary of Saeed.
Yeah,
Man,
Saeed's
that
doing
guy is-
all the
Speaking
work.
of which, I have somebody else who is.
yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
is it
they
Marlon?
love. Man, that guy's just quietly
Everyone's loving
the
Saeed.
glue to this.
Becoming the Sam Cronin, but more quiet. Like, I mean, he's a hell of a workhorse. Hey, all
He's
right,
a more offensive
let me do you.
Michael Azira.
I was just gonna say, how about a little bit more sound Nick LaBroga?
No, I don't know. I think he has a little different skill set than Nick did.
I think he's got more energy. Like, he is all over the place, fast.
A little bit of a Chris Henderson.
Yeah, maybe like that.
But not so much getting
Forward,
Yeah.
but he wants to get forward.
Are you asking me for a comparison?
Well, no,
asking me?
because you can't compare Handy. But
No, I'm just saying in general, just somebody who compares to.
if you're looking for some, I mean, he definitely
I think he's a more skilled Mehdi Bellucci, that type of role. How's that?
Well, you said that, and I thought size-wise, you probably put them together, and you couldn't tell who's who.
Mehdi's a little taller, but
Maybe with the afro.
anyway, I'm gonna get a bunch of crap for that comment. So we'll just.
I think what we're seeing right now is that you're starting to see the fruits of that trade a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, speaking of that, we do have a Facebook comment question from David Aaron. It's our first ever Facebook question. Keep them coming.
Welcome.
Not just the people who are on the payroll.
Welcome, David. Yeah, don't feel like you had to do that.
There's
He
a
asks,
payroll?
with the C38.
Wait, what?
I know.
I assume he's embezzling something from
He
someone. What keeps him
better
around?
be.
Tell me he owns that house on a lawyer's salary.
He probably put the contract together so it's written in there. Nobody sees it.
He says, with the way that Saeid has started to fit in with this team, is the trade that brought him in starting to look less imbalanced, considering the freed up salary of the move going into the window, whether they use it or not, and the fact that the team has apparently filled the leadership void left by Cronin's departure. Where would you say it is in the spectrum of we got robbed to good move?
No, I totally agree. I mean, I knew it was going to take some time, especially with Josh Gatt. But like, for just a real quick example, did you notice that run he made? Probably 50 yards through three guys. That's the guy we've been.
That's the
hoping
guy
to see.
that earned red, white, and blue.
Yep. And then
And-
you pair him with Mo, who is really, Pablo can't say enough. The players can't say enough. Yeah, I'm completely happy with that.
I was trying to defend the trade sooner than other people were because I saw it in Saeid, and I feel like when I started seeing the interviews with Gatt and I saw some training with Gatt, I did know it was going to take some time. Like Brian said, it was going to take some time. And when you get rid of two guys like Sam Cronin and Mark Birch, they were pivotal to the team, and it's going to take some time for the team as a whole, in and out of the locker room and on and off the pitch, to patch those holes. And I think that, Saeid and Gatt are two different players. And when you consider the salary that they freed up and the money that they freed up, yeah, this is a good move. I'm happy because in a weird way, it allowed Marley to come back and play in the back, which is kind of where he, in a way, if you're looking for a really dangerous wingback who can put crosses into the box, I mean, even when Marley wasn't playing in that position, he was the assist leader. So now that he's back there again.
And I honestly didn't expect him to go back there.
I kind of felt like he could. I mean, when you think about the inconsistency of Williams and how we've never really fully been able to trust the guy, and you knew that Miller could play on both sides, so you have one reliable wingback in Miller, but who else do you have?
Yeah.
And
Another thing too, you alluded to it. And Josh said it. I think Josh said it really well last week. I don't know if anybody caught it, that the rest of the team is starting to trust him.
right.
And I think that was the problem at the beginning. You took out Birch and Cronin, somebody who everybody knew they could count on. You bring these other two guys in, and you weren't sure where they were
know
going to fit
nothing
in.
about
Yeah,
their skill
literally.
set, their ability, how healthy they can stay, how fit they are, what they can do on the ball, off the ball. There's a whole lot of questions.
I think that's huge.
20 some other guys are asking.
Yeah, and it's paid off.
Yeah.
Or starting to pay off. I should
We talked about it after Saeid's first game.
That can be found on the Voice of C38
first
blogspot
But
and Facebook.
we talked about how great Mo looked in his first game. The energy he played, like he obviously needed to meld with the team a little bit more. But the energy and where he was at, he always seemed to be in the right spot. He was all over the field. His balls were decently well.
Whoa,
Like, he hadn't learned-
whoa.
Brian's the one who talks about people's balls around
Stop
here.
talking about balls.
And then Gat has been
He didn't think that was funny.
like the bigger unknown to me than I think Saeed was because of his
Of
injury.
course he was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
And so we got a younger players that I think overall are going to end up being better players for us, especially since you're starting to see a more offensive team now.
Yeah, especially for what we needed.
And
so-
I think that needed to happen. You had to get rid of Cronin. You had to sadly, you had to get rid of Birch.
Whoa, foreshadowing.
I
Spoiler alert.
don't think we'll get rid of Burling. I think he'll just retire.
But I think getting rid of those two made our team younger, made our team faster, made it more offensive. That's what people have been asking for. It just took a few games for them to really start showing that. And I think Gat's going to continue to pay dividends in the future. You're starting to see him catch some form, which is nice.
Right. And so,
Word.
well, speaking of kind of this team and those two guys coming in, Juan poses the question with the Rapids if they continue this form, and without Gashi, by the way, is there really a need to sign someone this summer? I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
Is there still that absolute, we still have to get someone close to that DP kind of signing, even though we may or may not be able to due to contract restraints or roster issues? Are we still in the feel like we do need to bring someone else in?
Yeah, because if for nothing else, it's looking ahead to next year.
Okay,
You've got some guys who won't be here.
Also,
right. Well,
Dallas is bringing someone in,
and
so is San Jose.
and technically DC did with Deshaun Brown.
Breaking news. Hot
so
take.
Let me ask you one more further then.
Or do you think so, or am
Well,
I the only one that...
Yes and no. I think my follow-up question is yes, but in what position? Because I feel like in a way last year we made a big signing. A big signing was needed, but we made a big signing in the wrong position.
Tim Howard,
Yes.
a common thought.
So,
No,
what would be the right position for the right type of signing that we need to have happen in July?
I think you need another
And-
forward because you have two aging guys. Well, I shouldn't say aging. You have two guys that are veterans, and you don't know
Doyle
about,
and Gordon.
you don't know about contract lengths or re-signing ability.
Yeah, we know Gordon's on a 1 year.
True.
Both are out this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would have expected Gordon's to kind of end up very much like Jermaine Jones,
Yeah,
in and out.
possibly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So I think you've got a plan for the possibility of having to fill some holes. I hope not. Don't get me wrong. But
I would start telling people to expect a late transfer window signing, if anything.
when does it start? July what?
9th.
Until
I want to say it's the 9th.
Until August 8th, something like that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty much
basically
30
30
days.
I looked it up this morning, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's either that Monday the 9th or the 10th or whatever, or is it the Friday? Fuck, I don't know, but it's right around July 9th, 10th is when the official opening is,
Okay.
and then it's about 30 days. And knowing this club and the way things go, it's not always on the front office. Sometimes I just don't think we're that attractive to certain players, and it makes negotiating difficult. And I sometimes feel like it's and I don't think our ownership is attractive to certain players and many players, and players talk throughout leagues and countries, and
One Eric Miller happens to love it here.
certain guys
And
love it here.
When I talked to Porig about the Sebastian
Latu.
Latu signing and how that came at like 11:59 on the last day, he said there was a million factors that kind of forced him to wait that long. It wasn't by design. Like,
Right.
I'm going to wait until the very last possible second to do something. He said he was watching other people and different things
Yep.
happened, and it just
You
felt
just
that way.
have to pull the trigger
It's
at
not
the right
necessarily
moment.
his tactic.
Yeah.
So we
And-
may see something
and speaking
earlier
of-
than last minute.
I'd love
We
to
may
see it
not.
earlier. I'd love to be proven wrong in this situation.
Although
but
he does create incredibly complex webs of acquisition.
I may have a little more insight on that after the transfer window closes. I'm gonna talk.
Well, so you're gonna let us know when you're after the transfer.
Well, I
whenever
don't
you
know how
you're
much
gonna
my
give us
interview
foresight on that.
can tell us.
As soon as the Rapids announce it, Brian's going to say, I told you, I knew that. See? Yep. And then we're going to have to believe him.
He alluded
Yeah.
to it.
It's like, I knew all along.
No, I'm going to talk to somebody, and I just don't know how much they can tell us
Is it John Borez?
prior,
He knows a
prior
lot.
to.
Well, I think
Just ask
between
him, he'll tell ya.
myself and between myself and Brian and Matt and a few other people that we talk to, we get information that's fed to us here and there, and it's not like they're not trying. And it's not
Absolutely
like
not. Yeah.
It's not like they don't know what they need.
Right.
They've always known what they need.
so. The fact that there aren't really a whole lot of rumors or issues coming up right now don't necessarily worry
There's-
too much.
The offers are out there.
I checked
but-
the rumor mill this morning, and the only ones being talked about, LAFC, of course, and Dallas and San Jose. None of their clubs have any good juicy gossip. We're not the only
Yeah,
super seedy one.
Our club is almost known for not having any really good gossip, and by the time it becomes gossip, it's already
I've
an
been
issue.
spreading rumors about Chicharito since day one.
Oh,
Well-
Yeah,
God.
well, tell that to LAFC. Tell that to Will Ferrell. He's pretty sure he's going to get him.
Is he in that
So,
owners group?
Yes, and he's
speaking
talking
of
to
some-
Zlatan too.
You know, I think Wayne Rooney might be looking for a team.
Wayne
You're
Rooney.
right.
Wayne Rooney might.
would take
Wayne
Wayne
Rooney
Rooney.
might go where Chicharito goes. They played together. So did Zlatan.
That would be very Hollywood NASL type.
Cosmos.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hollywood, should we listen to Hairston today?
Oh, Mr. Hollywood.
Mr.
Yeah.
Hollywood himself?
Do you have a plug?
I got a plug. Yes, I do.
Hold, please, while I transfer.
Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line. Do 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 do. Muskrat love. Muskrat love.
I have no
from
like
me,
background music
baby.
because I just unplugged my pluggy.
Here, I'll give you a little bit of Marlon. This is
All right.
post game, talking about the importance of being able to kind of, in the second half, kind of start pushing things up. And we talked a little bit about the influx of Mo and both Mo and Marlon themselves kind of getting involved and providing some more offense.
In the middle, guys like Kevin.
Check,
And even
check your
Mo
connection there.
came in and we saw what he did too.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a
Volume's
okay?
up.
It's our time now.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Plan on. Well, first of all,
What happened?
First of all,
Technical difficulties.
what a cliffhanger.
Guy with
Push
too
it
many
on the
thumbs
outside,
running
'cause I know
running the
you
phone
got such good service into in the
and
middle.
little
guys like Kevin.
knowledge of what he's
And
doing.
even Mo came in and we saw
Here we
what
go.
he did too.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a okay? It's our time.
Second
now.
of all,
yeah.
you can see it.
Plan on. Well, first of all, bringing Mo into the group has been a great addition for us. He's really comfortable on the ball, and when he's playing on my side, he always gives me an outlet to play forward. Me and him combine a lot. So, and I know he always wants the ball. And I want to get forward and attack as much as I can also. So as much as we can combine together, and both of us get forward, if I'm not crossing the ball, he's crossing the ball. So,
Right, yeah, exactly.
one of us are getting service in the box, and that's great for our forwards. Like I said, having two forwards in the box.
I noticed it.
all right. Thoughts?
Speaking about both of them crossing the ball, who should be taking the corner kicks?
Not Dylan Powers.
Yeah, well, Saeid was taking them this week, and we actually got in on one, didn't we? No, that was Open Cup. Sorry.
It was open cap, but that was him. You're right.
We
Yeah.
did, yeah, we did get it finally. And even my son, 9 years old, pointed out, why do we stand up? They never, ever score on corner kicks. You probably heard that from me last year.
So as a coach, one of the things that we kind of, I wouldn't say 50-50, but most of the coaches that I've come across, we all kind of feel the same way about corner kicks. They're fucking useless. Because most of the time, the ball doesn't end up where you want it to be, no matter how much you try, no matter how accurate your passer is.
Even when you've built such a tall,
It's just a shit show.
tall
Even when you have Axel Sjoberg and Bobby Burling or Joe Greenspan or whoever, I mean, even if you've got 2 or 3 guys over 6'5",
I assumed that was the point when he hired
it helps.
all the Giants at the same
It
time.
helps. I mean, it does, but also you have to have a team that puts themselves in a position to have multiple corners because it's going to take multiple chances to put one away. You get 2-3 corners in a game, your opportunities of putting it behind the net or in the net are much less than if you've got, 6, 7, 8 corners in the game. But that means taking shots, making the goalie make saves, guys take blocks, and it goes off of deflections. Like you really, that's where the more corners you have, the more the better your odds get.
Yeah, game
but for the most part, it's just a shit show.
But I think it's also that size matters more defensively than it does offensively in the nature, because people are pushing off and that kind of things. Plus, your defenders aren't exactly trained to head down. Like, their natural instinct is to head up because you don't want to head it down in your own 18, right? So it's more difficult for them to kind of transition their mind, even when they're on the corner, to go, wait, it's got to go down, trying to head it down, even when they're tall. And I think that's what gives Gordon a bit of an advantage in his height, is that he's a striker. So he's got his natural instinct is to really know where to place the ball within the goal versus trying to kind of clear it out.
Or like Doyler, even though he's small, the dude has got like freaking frog legs.
Plus, he's got to be like a master's in geometry because that guy knows, like, I don't know,
even
the
like
angles. Or
he doesn't move until after the ball has left people's feet, and he still gets there. Like that's the kind of effort and work that I don't think some people appreciate or see. What else we got?
One more thought here from Marlon on kind of how they switched things around in the second half and made some differences.
They created overloads on on both sides of the field, and sometimes we'll be in the first half we were 2v1 or 3v2, and that's what the game is about. Creating overloads and exploiting those. And in the first half they were able to do that a couple times, and at halftime we came in and tried to sort it out, and second half we did that as best as we could, and once those guys got tired, they weren't able to defend as much as they could when we had the ball to go forward. So it created, the miracle overloads for us going forward. So it made it tougher for those guys to defend us, and that's what we were able to, capitalize on our chances.
Yeah.
Hey, offense is the best defense, yo.
These guys know they take advantage of our, of the altitude, and that's it. That he said too. He's like, even if they do go down a goal early like that, they know things are going to come around because they have that fitness advantage.
I wouldn't call it a fitness advantage, or the fact that they've been able to come from behind in pretty much the last 3-4 games that they've played, no matter who's on the pitch.
That is a mentality.
Right. I mean, that's what I mean. They're confident enough
helps.
that they've got that in their bag of tricks that it's not too much to overcome.
Speaking of that, we could look forward to the next 2 games because we've got one tomorrow, or
today,
as most people
you listen to this as you drive to the tailgate.
3 people that are viewing us live. LA, and then Atlanta away in Atlanta on Saturday.
I'm anxious to see that one, actually.
I think we all are, but I hope that we're not overlooking LA, because
Nah, I don't. I think there's enough bad blood there. I don't think that would.
it is LA.
Or used to be.
No, I think it's still there, man.
Especially with Gordon. Now.
Yeah. You definitely have Gordon there who would love to,
Benedict Gordon.
Make it 3
Can we
in a
talk
row.
some shit about LA really quick?
Absolutely, man. Spill your shit.
Interview us.
Wipe your diarrhea all over the mic.
Get some, dude.
And they didn't interview us. I'm just saying that, like, we like Burgundy Wave. We've had Burgundy Wave people on here, but nobody, as far as I know, reached out to our podcast to discuss some things. We would love to have them on, and vice versa. Like, what's up?
What are you on about?
What are you talking about? Burgundy Wave?
What you talking about, Willis?
No, LA. LA's news group, supporters group, whatever, interviewed some people from Burgundy Wave. They posted
Burgundy
an
Wave
article about it.
No, SB Nation, I've noticed, does that throughout SB Nation. Burgundy Wave often talks to the rivalry SB Nation page.
Yeah, you're right.
And vice versa. It's a mutually beneficial thing because they're under the same parent umbrella.
We tried to do it a bit last year. We had
we
guys on
Orlando,
from OC
Chicago.
and Chicago, but maybe we're not the best, I guess, at reaching out, but we're one of 2 horses in this race as far as Colorado Rapids podcasts go, and the only other one is the actual Rapids podcast, and I don't see any supporters group reaching out to Mr. Fleming. So we're here, and it's not like we've ever said no. I'd love
scared of us.
to go back and forth and enjoy some banter with an opposing team. But
They can't handle our knowledge.
we know our guys.
Fleming would make you just cry with his
Clown.
knowledge and wits. He would have you on the floor.
Knowledge.
It's the accent. It's all the accent. He knows it.
So yeah, we play LA.
Was there just earth
Thoughts?
tremor or
Yeah,
something?
no.
Every now and then it kicks in.
There's a lot of pieces of shit things about this house, man.
Okay, all right. Anywho, it's gonna be a hot one.
Is it still?
It's supposed to be
I
96.
think it's supposed to be
97.
70 on Saturday.
Which, by the
70
way,
something.
Well, Saturday doesn't do us any good
that's
because they're
right.
in Atlanta.
That's right. We're talking about
But
tomorrow.
they're in
Tomorrow.
hot Atlanta.
Shit, I keep on blocking out that it's a midweek one.
Yeah, I know. I do too. Even though it is a Wednesday, in my head it's Saturday.
I'll catch up on my sleep sometime this year. I'll be the one guy glad they're going away for 3 months.
Are you gonna go watch it somewhere Saturday? The Atlanta game?
No, I don't know if I'm invited out somewhere. We'll get to the watch party
house.
later.
I got something going on.
I'll have a Brighton viewing party.
I got the DVR going on.
Yeah.
Austin, anything else about LA?
Yeah, thoughts on LA, man? Because it's like, I don't know. I want to give.
I feel LA's used to be a great team. They're still a good team, but I think that they used to dominate, and I think their era is over in their domination.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think you're starting to see them fade out because, like us, except for on the opposite end of the spectrum, they stuck to whatever they were doing when the MLS was created. They were picking up ancient players at big price tags, and I think that's catching up with them, just like us not spending money caught up with us.
They've come
And
back
I
to
think
the field.
we've actually transitioned better.
They're just as up and down as everybody else now.
Yeah, I'm looking at their last couple months. They're, draw, win, draw.
What's their
So
road record?
I didn't prepare
Okay,
much
that's all right.
for this.
What, wait, LA's road record?
Yeah,
Yeah, give me a second. Because I was just looking. The head-to-head at Colorado, the Rapids are 18, 12, and 5 against LA.
which the last few years we've pretty much. I feel like God, if I say all this, I'm just jinxing things. So I'm.
There's no such thing as jinx.
All right, if you say so. Then we've had their number the last few years. Here.
Well, and part of me feels like there's a little bit of when Pablo goes against LA. I mean, in the past it was Bruce Arena, so I feel like there was a little bit of extra
Yeah, it's not
kind of
there.
stick it to him now, and without Bruce Arena there, it's and even now, like there really isn't anyone there that just makes you want to. I mean, yeah, Giovanni maybe.
Bingo.
There's
Van
that
Damme a little
Van
bit.
Dam. There are a couple guys you still would love to hate, and really the biggest one now wears burgundy. So,
True.
I'm just
True.
I'm rooting for 3 points, whether it's LA or not, because this is kind of getting near the end of our homestand, and I feel like these 3 points are very vital. And LA is a team that doesn't really have their shit together, and it would be really good to take advantage of that.
3 points really pulls us back to that red line
Yeah.
nicely at this stage of the game.
It's important to keep the momentum for anything. Like the points are important, but I think we need to end this homestand on a win.
Yeah. And look at
and
our last
go into Atlanta with a win.
Look at our last handful of matches. I don't mean to shake you guys, but we've scored multiple goals.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that
Alright.
coming?
Yeah. Well,
Is
no.
it
Not
Doom
coming,
Dragon
no,
Knight
but
back
am I
to us?
happy? Hell yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things that I kind of harped on is where's the offense going to come from?
Exactly.
Can we actually have multiple goal games? And feeling like that because we couldn't, how would we be able to come from behind? And we've been able to not just be able to come from behind, but score multiple goals. And this is a trend that I would love to be able to see this team continue on and feel like they can do no matter who they play.
I'd like to see them take it on the road.
Right. that's what we're about to see on Saturday. I mean, first test is in Atlanta against Atlanta, and Atlanta is.
Speaking of in Atlanta,
Oy.
you know what? Atlanta has yet to be shut out at home.
Oh shit, dude!
They have not yet been shut out at home.
Wow.
That's what I want. I want to be the ones to shut them out at home.
If anybody's got the defense.
They've been shut out twice, not at home.
Now, we do have a short week this week, and depending on who we see line up tonight or tomorrow, there's a really big chance that at least 50% of that roster is going to be different on Saturday.
Yep.
Historically, Williams has done well
hey,
against LA. Maybe we should put him in tomorrow.
Put
and
yourself
save
in
him
Pobs'
for
shoes.
Saturday.
Who would you
Well, we know
rest?
Miller's going to
and-
be back.
Right.
Gashi, do we know anything about
He's not going to be ready, I
No.
don't think.
I
I don't
Saturday
think
either?
I don't think Watts is even going to.
Yeah, I think both Watts and
Burling's out
Gashi
for a
are still.
while.
Yeah,
Burling's
Burling's
out.
out for a bit.
I could see maybe a Dylan Powers getting back in. Possibly,
Wednesday or
possibly
Saturday?
Wednesday tomorrow.
Which game would you put your best 11 on, and then worry about the rest? Like
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
So Wednesday against LA. That's your A squad, whatever, and then
But
whoever can't do it and is tired on Saturday sits.
I don't have an A coaching license, so nobody cares what I think.
Oh, it's not why you're on the cast.
Oh, good.
So let's
for
look
your
at
legs,
it. So
honestly.
Pablo in the last game didn't play all of our starters.
It's
So
just rotating
we
lineup.
got three. Yeah, we got 3 points with quarter of a B squad basically, and I think we can do that against LA. I would play a little bit more of maybe our starters if we can.
Well, at least the last two come
but
from
it's-
behinds. He has started without the A squad and quickly changed.
Yeah.
So it's not like
But I think
it's working to begin with what he's doing.
Mr. Zima asked a good question. Do you give Gordo the start against LA?
no. I think he coming off the bench, he'll bring energy on a level that is just almost unprecedented because he's playing LA. I think starting him, that's less energy based out of him starting.
I see what you're saying, but I say yeah, just to get in their head,
Yeah.
just to.
So
put their head.
Austin wants him foaming at the mouth, like coming in rabid, late.
See, and
Putting
I'm
him
kind of
away.
in between. I feel like don't start him, but make him your first sub and make it early. Give him more
I can see
time
that.
than 10 minutes to make an impact. Like, all right, this guy comes off the bench. He's produced more better or done better coming off the bench than he has starting, and you know he wants it against this team.
I don't know.
Have him come in at the 55th, 60th minute.
I want him in their head, and then I want like a Doyle to come in and just.
But that's not a bad tactic to have. Have him start, and then, they may not have expected that, and he's going to work the hell out of those center backs for 50, 60, 70 minutes. And then, that's where maybe you give Doyle in there, who's just as physical and is going to work just as hard, and those guys are broken down.
Or maybe Kevin finally gets a night off, and Caleb comes in and.
Well, then that's when you would expect Kevin then on Saturday in Atlanta.
It's going to be one or the other. I mean,
So we would almost...
Did we send Castillo back to
we
North
did.
Carolina?
Yeah, technically he had to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he earned a place. But if he had to go, he had to go.
He had to go. It's
Because
more of an
it's-
international roster
He's
spot
played,
issue.
he's played for us twice, and he's earned his spot.
Oh,
twice.
not just that, but look back at last year.
I was counting last year. He's
okay.
only started for us twice in 2 seasons that I can recall. And did he start or come in? He's earned it for me.
He's acquired a point in every game he's played,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's had a goal or assist, either one.
which, man, that says something. That's productivity. And, and a guy
Well,
like
hopefully he'll come out of-
Pareg, who looks at stats and numbers,
He may be our Hairston Part 2 coming out of Charlotte.
takes
Could
time.
be.
Sometimes people
Good
forget
call,
these
yeah.
young kids, it takes time.
That's a good
Well,
comparison.
Hairston spoke very highly of his time over there.
He
He came back hungry.
Yeah, some
he left
guys
hungry and
need
he
it.
came back hungry.
Yep.
Well, their coach is really tuned in with, I think, the system here. Mike Jeffries he's a good dude. He's had good experience. He knows how to relate. Anyway, that's off subject.
Yeah.
Not really.
And I got to go.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up, guys. tailgate, jamming to it on your way. Viewing party for Saturday. Anything official, yo?
There is, isn't there?
Viewing party for Saturday is out at the buses to
yeah.
Odell, and then
That's right.
to what is it, 38th or whatever.
30-something road or something, isn't it?
You might want to check the Twitter
Road.
because
34 Road.
whatever he just said.
Twitter, email, Facebook,
understand
it's all on there.
you.
$5 is a damn good price for a
That's-
bus ride and a tour of Odell.
That's cool.
Then to a bar where you do have to pay for your own drinks, but there will be specials.
Road 34.
Road 34,
That's what it is.
drink specials. If you're not going uptown, I'm sure the usual haunts will host you.
Yeah, I'll probably be at the. Actually, I'm not going to be at the Super Sunday. I've got to be home that day. So,
All right, guys. Well, here's to 4 points at least.
The South shall fall again.
Hey, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. Just say.
Right up, built from the floor, come right